Good morning to everybody. Esteemed Chairman, Bamboo Society of India, Professor Sridharji, Secretary of BSI, Rangnathji, and I would like to extend a warm greetings to Dr. N. Bharati, who is here, and most esteemed participants of this meeting. It is a pleasure to welcome you, all of you. I think many people may be wondering, having spent 35 years of experience in the horticultural crops, suddenly how I am speaking on the bamboo. I think before starting my lecture, I will give a brief about this. After retirement as a director of a Central Plantation Crops Research Institute, then I have the farm at Bangalore. We have started working on horticultural crops. In the meantime, I came in contact with Dr. N. Bharati, who introduced me into the bamboo. Then he thought that there is a wide scope, is there, why can't we involve in this? Then immediately he asked me to contact Rajkumar Srivastava, who is the additional PCCF and convener for National Bamboo Mission. Then we got a high-tech bamboo nursery for credit. Then having got a nursery, I thought that how it can be useful to the farming community. So immediately we contacted a Agarbatti industry, government on Agarbatti industry, that why can't we have some sort of a collaboration program with from production of bamboo to processing. In this process, they happily agreed to come in agreement with the company which have been started, that is called Sucho Agrotech. So that's how we started. In the meantime, the nursery has been sanctioned to us. Moreover, we started contacting different farmers across the nation. Last 1.5 years, we are doing the same job. Then finally, we identified 3 clusters for bamboo in this country. Now I will start my lecture. Pradeep, can you put the slides? So today I will be speaking on bamboo stick processing, a potential challenges and strategies. This is, I have taken a complete value chain of the bamboo from production to up to processing, because we don't want to enter in so many aspects. We have taken this as a item of work and to make the farmers happy, because Honorable Prime Minister of India wanted a doubling of the farmers' income by 2022. Then we felt that bamboo can become a good, a potential crop to enhance the farmers' income. That's how we selected this project. Next one, please. So when you look at the Sustainable Development Goals of UN, there are four important goals they are set. The one is a zero hunger. The second is a good health and well-being. And third one is a decent work and economic growth. And fourth one is a climatic action. So I thought that the bamboo can be fit can be able to meet all these 4 goals, because bamboo shoots can become a good food and it can reduce the hunger. At the same time, the bamboo has got a lot of antioxidants in the bamboo shoots, and this can be very good for maintaining the health of the people. That is the goal of 3. And bamboo has got a potential for many industries which can be improve the economic growth, that can be meeting the challenge of the developmental goals of 8. And all of us know, everywhere we are speaking about the climate change, and we want to reduce the temperatures and carbon dioxide emissions. The bamboo is the one crop which has got the capacity to release the more than 30% of the oxygen from any other crop on the globe. So that's how it can serve the many aspects. It can serve the poor farmers. It can reduce the hunger, and also it can improve the quality of the environment. That's why the bamboo is very important. And bamboo can generate approximately 30 to 40% of a farmer's income. And definitely we are sure this crop can play a vital role for rural development as well as the poverty alleviation in the villages. This is very important. Next one, please. So this, I need not go for much about this. All of you know very well about the bamboo. Bamboo we can call as a green gold. Around 1,250 bamboo species are reported across the globe. And we are fortunate that India is the second largest bamboo diversity on the globe. We have around 15.6 million hectares of the bamboo forest in this country. And when you look at it, is more than 12% of the total forest cover area in this country. So around 40% of the Indian bamboo is located in a northeastern part of India. So the bamboo is very important raw material for many industries, maybe agarbatti, maybe paper, maybe biofuel, and maybe lifestyle products, and many other handicrafts, then dolls. Beside this, the bamboo also can become a very important food also. Next one, please. So we have the three regions of the bamboo growth in the globe. The one is the Asian Pacific region. The second is the Americas region, and the third one is the African region. Of all the regions, three countries, namely the China, India, and Myanmar, almost actually constitute the 80% of the global bamboo cultivation, bamboo stands. But the India is the second largest country in the globe, which is contributing a 40% of the total area of the bamboo across the globe. But there is a notion that the bamboo needs around 1,000 to 270 mm to 1,000, sorry, 6 temperate regions. But India, we are getting a 15 tons. The similar experience you have the cocoa in Andhra Pradesh also. Taking these clues, the bamboo can be extended in other parts of the country where the rainfall some around 600, 800 mm also, provided we can give the irrigation, other things. Next one, please. So when you look at the bamboo stands in this country, the area what we have, and see most of the around 40% of the area we have around in the northeast region only, and around 9% in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra is around 8%, and around 8% both in Orissa and Chhattisgarh also, and Andhra Pradesh we have around 6%. The rest of the India around 15%. So this is the different regions of bamboo in Northeast Asian. Arunachal Pradesh stands the first in terms of the bamboo. It is around 28%. Manipur, Mizoram, Assam, and Nagal, these are the areas what we have. Next one, please. So when you talk about the sticks, because that's very important, because the quality of bamboo is very important. The Mosa bamboo, the Philostachys edulis, this is the most important variety for making the sticks. This is mainly found in China. This is more, but in the we don't have that kind of bamboo in India, but we have the bamboos tulda. Tulda, when you compare it to the Mosa bamboo, bamboo tulda forms a tough sympodial branching. But when you want to make a processing of the bamboo sticks, the bamboo should be straight. That is most very important character. But bamboo tulda can also be used, but provided that there is some drawbacks we have, because that straightness one has to understand here. Next one, please. When you talk about the bamboo sticks, then we have the different kinds of the bamboo sticks. We have the toothpicks, so that BBQ sticks, and the chopsticks. incense sticks, as well as matchsticks. These are the major a group of the sticks that are being produced from the bamboo, which are very important for making the a rural livelihood security. So these are the we are going to talk about the about this kinds of the stick processing today's lecture. Next one, please. They already specified what are the specifications for the different sticks. When you talk about the chopstick, there should be around 180 to 240 mm. Then diameter should be around 4 to 6 mm. It should be food safe. That is very important. The quality requirement is very important. When you talk about the BBQ sticks, it should be around 150 to 300. The diameter will be around 2.5 to 4 mm. It also food safe because both sticks are being used in the using the food. That's why they should be food safe. This is very important. When you talk about the toothpicks, it should be 65 mm length and diameter would be around 1.5 to 2 mm, but they should be health safe. The quality requirement is very important. When you speak about the agarbatti or incense sticks, it should be around 200 to 230 mm. It may be around 1.3 to 1.4 mm diameter, but they should be environment safe. And flat sticks for mat will be around 200 to 400 and 2 to 2.5 mm thickness. They should be contact safe. These are the very, very important, particularly when talk about quality requirement. Next one, please. What is the status of the agarbatti industry? When you look at the status today, the agarbatti industry is the biggest employment generator. Around 20 lakh people are depending upon the agarbatti industry today. That the most important thing is that we always talk about the empowerment of women, but I can happily to say that agarbatti industry is only empowering women. Around 80% of the women are directly employed in the agarbatti industry. This is the sector where it can play a vital role for empowerment of women. And Indian agarbatti industry is unique in terms of the fragrance and is very superior quality. Today, the market share is around 7,500 to 8,000 crores, but the export revenue is around 1,000 crores. So agarbatti from India are being exported around 150 countries. Basically, the major countries are UK, US, Malaysia, Nigeria, and the compound annual growth rate is around 15%. So likely it may reach around to 12,000 crores in 3 to 5 years. So the biggest actually industry you can forecast from the agarbatti. And all of us know very well, the All India Agarbatti Manufacturer Association is the apex body. They have around 800 manufacturers in their fold. So they're mainly operating in UP, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, MP, Orissa, Northeastern region. So we have everything in place. The biggest challenge for the agarbatti industry today are facing lack of a proper bamboo resource. This is the challenge we are facing. Next one, please. So what is the challenges of agarbatti stick industry? I already mentioned the potential of the agarbatti industry. What is the challenges of agarbatti stick industry? If you look at, so the total requirement for agarbatti sticks for this country is around 70,000 tons. This is the biggest requirement what we need. Our domestic supply is not supplying more than 10%. So we have a lot of the scope for agarbatti stick industry in this country. And as of today, so we are importing around 60 to 65,000 tons every year, which is costing 250 crores worth. The foreign exchange we are spending on that, and almost 49% are being imported from the Vietnam, and 47% from the China. It is coming almost 96% because the government of India facilitated some time back free trade and easy and cost-effective transport system was there. That's how this was able to do very well. But the most important thing here is to be competitive. The Indian bamboo sticks actually the cost will be around 100 to 120 rupees per kg. It comes. So here you are wasting 88% of the waste whatever waste is available, that should not be, we are wasting it. That can be converted into the products, the rate of the bamboo sticks to come down. But China and Vietnam, the bamboo sticks, they are selling 50 to 60, now maybe around 70 to 80 rupees, because they could able to utilize 100% of the waste. That's why they are able to reduce the, what you call, the cost of production of bamboo sticks. Next one, please. When you talk about the SWOT analysis, because any industry, if you want to start, the first we have to introspect ourselves, and we have to think what is the SWOT analysis. So here, the most important thing is that what the strengths we have. We have the National Bamboo Mission in place. The National Bamboo Mission is providing a lot of avenues, lot of opportunities for bamboo growth in this country. That is one strength we have. The second is that bamboo is very fast growing plant. Dr. Bharti always says, whenever you give a lecture, he always emphasize that no crop in this earth grows this much bamboo as grows. This is the we have strength. What weakness we have today? We don't have the proper plantation. We don't have the proper plantation to feed the industry. That is one of the biggest challenge we have. The second, we have the limited skills. We don't have the requirement of skills. And when you look at the opportunities, what I mentioned earlier, we have the large growing demand of the bamboo sticks. That is very, very important. The second one is actually technology, very simple. You don't require much technology to process the bamboo sticks. And third one is you have limited investment. You don't require much amount also to investment. At the same time, around the 30 to 35% of subsidy also will come through the bamboo mission, and it gives more amount of the returns also. This is the opportunities we have. And what is the major threat we are facing today? Lack of a bamboo resource base. This is the thing we wanted actually give a more emphasis on developing a bamboo resource, because here only we are playing a much role. Next one, please. So government has come out many initiatives to promote bamboo stick industry, because during 2018 and 19, the National Bamboo Mission has been restructured to meet the demands of the stakeholders. And that Indian Forest Act, that is 1927, has been amended in 2018 to classify bamboo as a grass. So now anybody can grow bamboo in private lands, and this can be cultivated, this can be classified as a horticultural crop also. Okay, this is the advantage we have. And the government of India enhanced the import duty to 25% on bamboo sticks from June 2020, because this is the government of India under leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has taken this step. And under National Bamboo Mission, they are supporting setting up the nurseries and strengthening the existing nurseries for production of the quality planting material to develop the resource base, in which our company, Sucho Agrotech, already got a high-tech nursery under the National Bamboo Mission. So we collaborated with Dr. N. Bharati, Gromor Biotech, try to promote the bamboo in this country. And Government of India came out as a self-reliant Indian campaign. This also very important, this one, because the self-reliant Indian campaign, the bamboo fits very well. So beside this, the Government of India also encouraging to grow Mosa bamboo in Sikkim, Arunachal, Mizoram, and Himachal Pradesh also. I am sure that the Mosa bamboo also can come in South India also, because we have a large number of examples of other croplands where they were in a temperate nature. They, when you brought it to the, today, even people are growing apple in Bangalore also. When you provide ample conditions, the plant try to adjust a local environment and perform very well. One, for example, I tell you cocoa, one example. The cocoa is being cultivated in the west coast of India. When you started try to introduce during 1995, along with the Cadbury company, in Andhra Pradesh, the temperatures are very high. In summer months, it goes around 40 to 45. One RA Lass from the UK, he came and said that cocoa cannot be grown in Andhra Pradesh because of higher temperatures. Then I gave examples. Then finally we started, and today Andhra emerged as a number one cocoa hub in this country. The beans quality is better than Ghana. And when the crop shifted this harvesting, before the temperature rises, the crop harvest is over. So this is how the plant shifted itself for survival. So I am sure that most of bamboo also can be grown South India very well, provided you give all the conditions. Next one, please. When you think about the bamboo stick production, this all of us know very well. This should be, we'll have nodes, internodes, but the internodal length should be minimum 1 feet at least. When you select the bamboo species, it should be minimum 1 feet length should be there. So all these internodes can be used for the sticks. What are the nodes that are coming out? That nodes should be placed for other value-added products. The waste can be converted to other products. Then only this industry will be economically viable. Otherwise, if you start producing only on the sticks, the industry may not be able to sustain. That is the issue here. Next one, please. So we developed a complete value chain model in particularly in Karnataka. See, high-tech nursery we got from government of Karnataka National Bamboo Mission. So we have some sort of a collaboration with Bharati Gromor Biotech, who only helped us to do this thing. And we wanted to develop a production system that is a cluster of farmers. See, we have identified 3 clusters now, because already we have a preliminary discussion, interaction with the farmers. We don't want to go for different places. One cluster, we thought that in the Malnad region, here there is a big amount of the Aracanut is there, particularly in Koppa Sringeri, where because of the disease of VRD, the Aracanut cultivation is a stake there. There we are trying to introduce a bamboo in that region. That is one cluster. The second cluster in Dakshin Kannada, particularly Sampaji areas, that is Sulya Taluk, near to the Medicare. This actually we have good amount of rainfall. It is high rainfall is there, and this is the one important area we can concentrate. And third one, we are thinking between Dharwad and Belgaum. It is more like a western coast of the climate. So these are the 3 regions we thought of contemplating to develop a clusters for developing a bamboo resource. So then we are also planning, once we develop the cluster, we thought of also establishing the what we call a transformation system. So whatever the produce they are getting from the farmers, because it is new crop, the farmer definitely will not grow unless he got the good marketing strategy. What we thought, we supply the planting material to the this all 3 clusters, and we establish a 3 points, that conversion of the poles. This is the 3 will do. Then already we spoke with Agarbatti industry. Agarbatti industry agreed to have a MOU with us, the company. So the complete value chain will be done. And the National Bamboo Mission, Government of Karnataka, it became a system for facilitation. So we have everything here. What is the production system we have, a transformation system we have, that facilitation system we have, the consumption system we have. So the entire value chain we are creating. So when you create this kind of entire value chain, so with this, definitely the bamboo can smile. Next one, please. So when you talk about the bamboo stick production, the most important, the foremost thing one has to keep in the mind. One very important thing we have to keep in mind, that the age of plantation should be around 4 to 5 years old should be there. The second one, the outer diameter should be around 90 mm. The bamboo should be straight within 1 meter length. The straight difference shall be not more than 7 mm. This is very important. And bamboo wall thickness not less than 8 mm. These are the different criteria for the bamboo resource. one has to be very, very careful to start with the industry. Bamboo resource should be like this. So Mosa bamboo is not available right now. The Mosa bamboo is wonderful for this, and bamboo tulda only we have. But we can think of promoting a Mosa bamboo also, because now we are going. We started beginning now and developing, and these are the very important for the make a industry to survive. And the resource base is very critical in the bamboo stick production. Next one, please. So all of us know very well the bamboo tulda is endemic to Northeast. It mainly reported in the states of the West Bengal, Assam, Bihar, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura. It is also being cultivated well in Arunachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. It can also be grown in the Indian states of the Kerala, parts of Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. This is a very, very important. It can be grown here also. Then this can be grown at the temperature range of 18 to 45 degrees centigrade. So this is the plus point of this variety. And rainfall, even it is 600 mm up to 4,000 mm, it thrives very well. It has got a adaptability of wide range of temperatures. So naturally, this can be think of growing in other parts of the southern parts of the country. So this is the very, very important. Next one, please. So under actually, as I have mentioned, the bamboo resource is very important, because under National Bamboo Mission, in collaboration with the Gromor Biotech, we established a high-tech nursery near Dodbalapur. We created this is the, we can see here, this is our nursery site. We have created all the infrastructure facilities, maybe poly houses, maybe net houses, maybe water structures, office, everything we have created. Then because we have entered MOU with Gromor Biotech, so tissue culture plants, quality tissue culture plants will be taken from him, and we supply through National Bamboo Mission. This is what we have planned. Next one, please. Next one. So development of bamboo plantations is very important in this country, because the most interesting thing what we are finding, there is a lacuna in the bamboo resource. So now we can plan a large scale plantations. It is quite possible. And second, even that small water farm plantations, we also can think of. The bamboo can be planted around the farm boundaries, as well as the shelter in bed plantations. We can also plant as a household item. So when you select the bamboo for plantation, the most important thing is that the soil should be light, because bamboo is actually shallow feeder. The soil should be a sandy loam or maybe clay, and it should have good amount of carbon content, and it should have a water holding capacity. This should be very important. We should avoid a high compact sticky soils or clay soils, because this may create a problem for bamboo to grow well. We also should avoid areas where water is stagnated. That also very, very, very important. The flat land and gentle slopes also can be useful. Next one, please. So maintenance is very important, because what are the parameters we have take maintenance during the first 1 to 3 years, very important, and 3 to 5 years, the most very, these are the two what we call phases in the bamboo. Because when you go for maintenance for 1 to 3 years, it takes because of 4 years, the farmer cannot be able to wait for the 4 years. He cannot wait for 4 years. So till 4 years, at least the first 4 years, he should get some sustainable income. That is very most important. Then only the farmer can come forward. So because when you wanted a maintenance during a 1 to 3 years, what steps you have to take? That is must be very important. That is very, very important, because before at the end of the rainy season, we need to flow all the interspaces, loosening the soil to maintain the moisture, most important. And the flood drainage very equally important. Then you have to apply the fertilizers and manures just like in a crop, not like a forest tree. So we have to give for the first year, you should give the 5 kg of the compost and 50 kg of the NPK after 1 month of planting. The second year, you can give the 10 kg of the manure, 150 grams of the NPK during the second year. And third year, you can give the 30 kg of manure, 50 gram of NPK for the year. Irrigation is compulsory. Irrigate during a long dry spells at an interval of 10 to 15 days. You don't require much water. 15 to 20 liters are good enough by channel or a spot or drip irrigation. This is the very, very important, critical, because water is very important. And mulching also, we should provide mulching. It may be organic mulching. It improves the soil, it improves the organic carbon, control the weed growth, and also enhance the soil moisture. This is very important. And if you make the trenches either circular or rectangular, so you can retain the along the around boundary that comes, you have maintained the moisture also. And the most important thing is that intercrops, because I said bamboo take 4 years, and the first 1 to 3 years is to go for intercrops. 1 to 2 years, the papaya, banana, drumstick, vegetables, oil seeds, many crops can be grown. Okay, so the farmer should not find a difficulty when he is getting the income from the intercrops. Quite natural. Quite natural. You will get a good amount of the crop. And after 3 to 4 years, we can recommend a ginger, turmeric, bush pepper, cocoa, cinnamon, nutmeg, and rambutan. These are high valued crops. Particularly, we have selected clusters of the high rainfall areas where these crops comes very well. Bush pepper, cocoa, cinnamon, nutmeg, rambutan comes very well. They get a very good income from these crops. Quite naturally, the farmers come forward for growing a bamboo. This is kind of things we have to do it. Then after 3 to 5 years, the maintenance is very important. The cleaning of, thinning of the combs, pruning and debudding, soil loosening, and fire control. These are some of the measures we need to adopt. Next one, please. So beside this, and on the on-farm, in addition to the intercrops, we wanted to recommend an on-farm for the farmers, because what we are planning, the farmers, when you get the remunerative price only, the farmer definitely will come for bamboo, otherwise he will not come. That is most important. To make them a more remunerative, intercrops is one. And the second one, actually, almost the data says that around 2 tons of the bamboo leaf waste are available per acre. Very important. So which are rich in a cellulose, hemicellulose, lignin, organic carbon. When we have the good amount of the cellulose and hemicellulose, they are very good for growing mushrooms. Already at Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Dr. Prakasham, they standardize the technology of growing mushroom under open cultivation under the bamboo plantations. Similarly, we have demonstrated at Vittal, when I was the CPCRA director, in Aracanite gardens, to grow mushroom in open conditions in existing Aracanite gardens by using a Aracanite leaf sheath. Similar way, in bamboo also, we are getting a lot of amount of the leaf fall is there. This leaf fall can be converted into the mushrooms. This is very important. After mushrooms converted, the entire waste can be utilized for conversion of the vermicompost. So you can get the twin benefits from the bamboo wastes. So this is how the farmer will get a more income. The resulting vermicompost will have around 1 to 1.4% nitrogen will have. It is 1 to 1.4, not 14. and around 0 to 6.0 to 0 to 0.65 phosphorus is there. So it is quite good amount of the organic nutrients available. Next one, please. So harvesting also very important. I think system already everybody knows here. I need not repeat. But anyhow, just for information, I will inform. And here, what will happen? No clear felling should be there. This is the staged kind of felling. All matured comes 3 years above, maybe 3 to 5 years. That side type we can harvest it. Retain a minimum of 6 comes over 1 year old. These are the very important. So the age composition for 4 years, because for 4 years are going to harvest, should be 1:1:1:1 ratio. That means the farmer after 4 years should get every year a equal income. That's how we should make it 1:1:1 ratio. And what you do can, because very difficult, all our clumps are there, it would be very difficult to know which is matured. Okay. The matured ones will be inside normally. So for that, what you can do, you can label different colors, red, yellow, and blue. Okay. And accordingly, you can cut it. We have the 2 methods of harvesting, a tunnel technique or shoe technique. Very simple to harvest. Okay. It's not a difficult. Next one, please. So there is some data is available. How the bamboo, when you choose the bamboo tulda for stick industry, how the bamboo tulda performing in different places. We have the 2 experiments are there. One in Kerala, that is the Kerala Forest Research Institute has been conducted the experiment. So here you see, in the 2 places in Nilambur, the number of palms up to 68 it went. 68, it is really good yield. In the case of Velupadam, it will be only say 27. Okay, this is the kind of yield you will get. In the case of Punjab also almost quite a amount of see they are getting a good yield, but here the biggest constraint what I find is that the internode length is centimeters, 22 centimeters only. At least we need a 30 centimeters of internode length for making the bamboo sticks. Here is one of the challenge we are finding it. Next one, please. So when you talk about the economics is the most important in bamboo cultivation, because bamboo resource is not available to start the industry. Now we need to develop a bamboo resource. So when you talk about the bamboo resource, and the farmer always say that what is income, because the farmer will compare with the yield from pomegranate, he compare the grape, he compare with many other coconut, like that many crops you will compare. When you compare with many other crops, then how the bamboo will be able to sustainable in terms of economy. This is important. So if you take monocrop, the cost of production, so normally at the rate at the 15 by 15 feet, because when you go for biomass production of bamboo, you can go for even lower spacing also. But when you talk about the stick production, but we need the straight comms required. So when it bends a little bit, may not much useful. That's why wider spacing may be better here. So with this, you may have a 200 plants per acre. For 4 years, the total amount expenditure would be 1,58,312 rupees. It comes. Okay, the expected income after 4 years from 1 acre will be around 1 lakh at the rate of 4,000 rupees per ton for 25 tons. We are taking 25 tons only. If you get an extra yield, you get more income, because we don't want to take a much. We are taking 25 tons. You may get around 4,000 ton, 4,000 rupees per ton. It will be around 1 lakh rupees. Okay, this is the monocrop. That's why we are advocating a intercrops and utilization of the waste, bamboo leaf waste, for mushroom production as well as the vermicompost production to enhance the yield. This is the thing we are projecting. Next one, please. Next one. So when you come to the stick production process, we have the, I think many people may be knowing, it's not a big thing. But anyhow, I'll give a brief about that. The entire stick production process will be in 7 steps. The one is cutting bamboo into certain length, later splitting of the bamboo into several strips with a certain width, then a width thickness setting, removing a green layer, separating green layer from the yellow parts. This is step 3. And feed the standard strip into the stick making machine. Make a strip into a round or other shape of stick. It may be 1.3 or 2 mm. That is the number of step 4. Next, length setting of the bamboo stick and stick policy processing, stick selecting and packing. These are the different steps involved in the stick production process. Next one, please. This is complete because when you go for a single production line only for agarbatti sticks, definitely the industry may not be able to sustain. Because when demand comes down for the bamboo sticks for agarbatti, then industry will not have any business, it may close down. That's why we propose only the multi-stick processing line, in which you can the single line by changing the machines or blades, whatever you call. So we can go for a multi-production line. We can go for all the different products. It may be a chopstick, it may be incense sticks, it may be mat sticks or toothpick, or like this different combinations can be have at a single production line. This is the what actually you are projecting. Next one, please. When you think about the incense stick production only, these are the process involved. First, the cleaning of the combs, cross-cutting into cylinders. That is the using cross-cutting machine. Then splitting the cylinders into the slivers. This is called a splitting machine. Then making the slivers for into slates of uniform thickness. This bamboo sliver making machine. Then making bamboo sticks from the slivers. This is called a bamboo round stick machine. Then polishing. These are the entire up to grading, packing. This is the different entire process involved only bamboo stick processing for agarbatti industry. This is the single line. So previously what I have shown, it is a multi-line processing. Next one, please. Next one. So then you think about because you have to look about the economic capability also. So when you want to establish the production facility, if you take a 800 kg a finished product in 8 hours shipped, that means 100 kg of finished product for 1 hour. That is the capacity. So if production unit run for 300 days in a year, the total production would be around 240 tons finished product. This is 1 year. Okay. So to make a 240 tons of the finished product, we need to have a 2,400 tons of bamboo resource. Okay. If we take into consideration the 10% yield of the final product from the bamboo. So we need a 2,400 tons of the bamboo resource required. To have a 2,400 tons of bamboo resource, we need to have a 100 acres. 100 acres of bamboo cultivation required with the target sustainable yield of 24 tons per acre. So with this target, if you have 100 acres of the land with the bamboo, so we can produce 240 tons of sticks per year. So this is the small unit. So depending upon your requirement, you can go for many units like this or bigger units. Next one, please. So when you look at the actually total expenditure or financial involvement required, that for example, to produce the unit cost of a 240 tons finished product, the capital investment, it comes around 75 lakhs 70,000 rupees. This is we are estimated all. Then bamboo resource, we need a 2,400 tons at the rate of 4,000 per ton. We require 96 lakhs. Then manpower requirement, we need to have around 24 lakhs. Okay. Then marketing expenses or 4 lakhs. So this is the market selling price. We are taken a lower rate only because any industry we want to start, we wanted to keep the lower. If you get a higher, always better. When you want to calculate economics, we kept a 550,000 rupees for ton of the sticks. So with this we are taken. Next one, please. Next one. So here very important. I already mentioned. So whatever the industry wants to put up for the stick production, we get a lot of bamboo waste because we are using 10% of the bamboo only for the sticks. Remaining 70 to 80% will waste will be there. So almost if something goes also, at least we can take a 70% of the bamboo waste is available. Okay, which comes around 1,680 tons of the waste is available when you want to produce the 240 tons of the finished product by utilizing a bamboo resource. So when you utilize this waste only, our industry will be viable. Otherwise, it will be difficult. So the bamboo waste can be converted into bamboo powder by using this kind of various steps involved. So bamboo waste can be cut into the different pieces. It may be around 5 to 150 mm. Dye sterilization, the moisture content should be reduced to 1 to 16%. Then pulverizing. Okay. Then you get the bamboo powder. It will be around 42 to 200 mesh bamboo powder. Once you get the bamboo powder can be utilized for a many purpose. One may be used for agarbatti industry, or make a what you call a briquettes. Whatever thing can be used. Next one, please. So this is actually the bamboo powder. After getting, it will be a deep brown, light brown, natural white. The size will be 640 mm size. Might should be less than 4 to 6%. This is the standards already fixed. This bamboo powder can be used for a. These are the production line. Investment required. Also, we have put it here. Next one, please. So from bamboo powder, you can make a bamboo pellet. This is the most important because we are using all the waste. Bamboo powder can be used for the agarbatti industry. From bamboo powder, we can make the bamboo pellet also. This is also very important. The moisture should be around 8 to 10% should be there, and this very important for to survive the industry successfully. Next one, please. The total project cost, what I would like to mention, the capital investment, the first year working capital for production of the bamboo sticks, powder and pellet, which comes around 269 lakhs. It comes total investment. Revenue realization through sales of bamboo sticks and pellets, everything, it will come around 345 lakhs per year. Okay. So with this, the industry will be definitely sustainable. If you go alone for stick production, definitely industry will not be sustainable. So if you take the assumed price of rupees 4,000 per ton, the assumed sale price of the bamboo sticks, we are taken at lower price only at 50,000 per ton. Normally it go market around 70,000. It goes up to 70,000. So we wanted actually not a bigger level. You are taken a 50,000 per ton only. The assumed sale price of bamboo powder will be around 15,000 per ton. The assumed sale price of bamboo pellets will be around 50,000 per ton. So with this kind of assumed price and utilizing all the bamboo sticks, powder and pellet, I think this industry will be economically viable. Next one, please. Next one. Next one, please. Yeah, I think we can come to the end of the project. Just now I mentioned I have a wide experience of 35 years working on the plantation crops and develop a lot of technologies. So plantation crops and bamboo, for example, coconut and bamboo more are related. So in terms of the carbon dioxide fixation, coconut also fixed very high. So having that kind of experience of retirement from director of CBCRI, then it is my privilege. I had expressed my sincere gratitude to all the four important people here who brought me to the bamboo sector. First, I would like to thank Dr. Sri Rajakumar Srivastava. He is the APCC of and Bamboo Mission. And when I met him first, he encouraged so much. And immediately he said that he apply for the high-tech nursery he has given. Then I had to thank Dr. N. Bharati, Director Gromor Biotech, Vasur. I never knew much about the bamboo. I went and met him in his office. When I met him in his office, then immediately he responded very positively. He said that Director will definitely come. We'll support you to whatever the extent you required. So we had a good discussion with him also. Then I prepared a project also. The project also I discussed with him. So that's how he supported us so much. And I am highly thankful to the Dr. N. Bharati, who introduced the bamboo to me. Okay. So after having all those things, we don't want unnecessarily leave it in high and gray. So if you want to involve the farmers, then what is the next? So the production is one, is processing is second step, and third is marketing. When you come to the marketing, and Dr. N. Bharati only gave Sarath Babu number. I never knew him also. He gave me number, and I spoke to Sarath Babu. He responded very positively. And Sri KL Ramesh, and he was director of the what we call Karnataka Agarbatti Federation. And both of them, they agreed to give an agreement for processing. So with this, definitely, so today, so Bamboo Society of India invited me to give a lecture on bamboo. I think it's not my efforts. The first, all this credit goes to the all four people only. Dr. Rajkumar Srivastava, Dr. N. Bharati, Sarath Babu, and KL Ramesh. And they are the people who helped me. And today I am so much confident that we wanted to help the farmers and make the farmers' income doubled by 2022, what the Prime Minister of India has given a call. So I am hopeful that in coming years, we will do whatever best possible to help the farmers, one thing. At the same time, second thing, we wanted to actually help the industry also. We wanted to bridge both. Next one, please. So conclusion, actually, three very important we want to mention. The one is actually bamboo resource plus intercrops and utilization of the bamboo waste is very critical to make industry successful. That is very important. The second one is actually integrated processing unit, multi-stick production and utilization of waste. This is also very, very, very important. And third one, integrated processing, multi-stick and utilization of waste. These are the three important items. I think I missed here. The third one is not integrated. Second one is integrated processing unit, and third one is marketing system with Agarbatti industry. So the three components. One is the bamboo resource, the second is production system, and third one is the marketing. These three are very important to move forward. So with this, once again, I am thankful to particularly President of the Bamboo Society of India and Secretary Bamboo Society of India for inviting me to give a lecture. Thank you very much, one and all. Next one, please. Thank you. This is the bamboo tulda.
Thank you, Dr. Chodappa, sir. That is an amazing presentation. You really got us details into stick making process. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to open the floor for Q&A. We don't have much time. Probably we can take 2 questions. So if you have any critical questions, please raise your hand. I can see one. Mr. Prashant Ji, please go ahead, sir. Keep your question brief, sir. Mr. Prashant. Okay. Mr. Prashant is not there. So anybody else would like to ask a question? Yeah. Please, Mr. Mani, please go ahead. Okay, fine.
There may be internet issue.
Mr. Mani?
Good morning, sir.
Yes,
Good morning.
This is Venkatesh.
Hello.
Yeah, please. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. प्रशांत सर.
Yeah.
सर मेरा नाम प्रशांत है, मैं बीदर कर्नाटका से हूँ.
Please tell me. I can hear you.
सर हमने बीदर बाम्बू मिशन बोल के एक प्रोग्राम बनाया है, उसमें 60 फार्मर्स का ग्रुप बनाया है. हमने महाराष्ट्र जाकर पाशा पटेल का रिसर्च सेंटर पे जाकर 2 बार विजिट किया है. और मैं जीकेवी के मिस्टर भारती से और मिस्टर चंदनाचार्य से और मैं जीकेवी के में ट्रेनिंग भी लिया है. मुझे नेशनल बाम्बू मिशन सोसाइटी को जाके मैं विजिट करके आया हूँ. मुझे इस फील्ड में 66 फार्मर बन के एक एफपीओ बनाना है मुझे बीदर में.
Yeah.
Only bamboo FPO.
Prashant, I think it's quite possible. You know very well, the government of India came out in the budget, last budget. They wanted to promote a 10,000 farmer producer organization in this country. Okay. The government of India is giving a lot of subsidy also. If you have a 300 farmers come together and form the bamboo producers company, and the government of India will give a 18 lakhs subsidy for 3 years, one thing. And second thing, if you raise the equity to 15 lakhs, the matching grant will be given by the government of India. And third one, even your CEO salary, your accountant salary will be paid through this matching grant.
Sir,
Yeah,
I am
it is
also
quite
working
possible.
in 9.
Whatever help required, we'll help you also.
Sir, I am working in always sir in FPO sector. I am now sir today 2 horticulture FPO, 1 organic FPO, 1 agriculture
Yeah,
FPO,
very good, very good.
and 1 dairy FPO. Just now started by only for forestry. In the forestry only bamboo.
You can start.
Because sir, some help to me, sir, because I am starting this.
See, what you do, Prashant, because time also is not there. Prashant, if you want, actually, what I will do, I will help you to prepare the complete MOE, AOE also. We will help you prepare complete thing. We can tie up with NABARD also. NABARD is a nodal agency to monitor this one. Okay. And if required, I can come there and have a meeting also regarding the formation of FPO. Whatever help required, you can help you. See, not only bamboo takes some more years to get the bearing, you know. In between intercrops, till you get the income, the farmer could able to sustain. That also will help you because we have a lot of experience in horticulture.
Sir, I am just 2 months back, minimum 100 farmers in visit in Maharashtra Bamboo Research Center, Latur, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, I am visiting GKVK. Sir, I have not concluding in my bamboo mission farmer. So who are the agreement, sir? We want an agreement, buyback agreement, sir.
We will make with you. We will make.
Sir.
Mr. Prashant, I will share Dr. Chodapa's number to you.
You can
Yeah,
ask them.
We can take it offline for sure.
Yeah,
Because we are running short of time. So
thank you.
With this, I would like to move on to one last question, please. With due apologies, we're running short of time for the next speaker. One last question, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I have not taken much time, you know.
No, sir, not sir, not you, sir. I mean,
Sorry, that's right.
question and answer, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Mani, Mr. Amasi Mani, please go ahead with your question. Oh, we lost him again. Okay.
Mr. Mani, if you have any problem, what you do, you take my number.
Mr. Mani is not there, sir. Mr. Mani is not there.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay. Mr. Patel, please. Mr. Sohar.
Yeah, hello, sir. I just want Mr. Just now the person was speaking. No, please give his number, sir. I just
Sure.
want to talk.
Number will be put on the chat group, sir. Please follow the number chat group, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
We want to Okay, I think that's fine. So with this, we will close the Q&A. Doctor, I'd like to invite, sir, sorry, Chodappa sir, thank you very much for the detailed presentation on behalf of entire BSI. I'd like to thank you wholeheartedly for taking time to enlightening us on all the various aspects of bamboo stick making. Thank you very much once again, sir.
Thank you very much for
Thank you,
the
sir. Thank you.
Bamboo Society of India to give me an opportunity to make a presentation.
Excuse me, sir.
Thank you, sir.